Alright guys, so in this video, I'm showing all the balances, all the new moves, all the awakenings, and Koichi's rework, all in one video. If you want timestamps, they're in the description, and yeah, subscribe, enjoy the video, and enjoy. Alright, so Jonathan's Luck and Pluck, damage got reduced to 12, and his Overdrive Barrage replaces his Grab, does 15 damage. William Zeppeli got less damage on Tornado, and now it does less block damage as well, so don't expect a guard break like ever with it. It's like as much as a regular barrage. I think Dio Brando zombies got one more zombie, but like I don't want to check that right now. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Whatever. All right. So recently, Dio Brando got his life train moved to X and his Fierce Lunge to 2. Doesn't guard break. It's just a hyper armor 10 damage move. Joseph Joestar got hit pretty badly. His clacker volleys now have end lag. So I guess that into whatever, maybe projectiles is true, but you have to test for yourself. Actually, I'm gonna do it right now. As soon as my clacker volleys come back up. Nah, that into projectiles is no longer true. Or Hamon beat, whatever, anything. Scissor Zeppeli's bubble cutters now do more damage. They do 2 now. Stroheim's Stroheim's UV beam now has end lag and you can cancel it. It doesn't have hyper armor anymore. Alright, so there was nothing with Wamuu, so I'm just going to show off Kars' light mode and how it interacts with his awakening. So light mode just basically buffs all your damage a certain amount, and if you can stack it with awakening, just like how you can, like, I don't know, from ABA you can stack Kaioken with PTS Goku's awakening, and yeah, makes you do a ton of damage with everything. Here, look at this. Nice 48 damage. Alright, so basically the only one and major change for Jotaro is that, actually I'm trying to block them real quick, is that his star beatdown no longer combos as end lag right after. Alright, so Avdol got his end lag on his barrage fixed. He doesn't have a ton of end lag after it's done now. He has more end lag after his red bind. It's me spamming M1s, his crossfire hurricane, he's spamming M1s, and his crossfire hurricane special, me spamming M1s, just show you how much end lag there is. And he has one new move, which is life detector. You can't see it here. This is how it looks like, and just like Giorno's passive, you can see HP. Polnareff only got a new move in both base and awakening. With his X, his Silver Dash. It's not a guard break, it's just like fast chip damage, I guess. I don't know. Alright, Dio got some really big changes. His guard break is now replaced with Sign Smash. And yeah, pretty decent. And now he has Life Drain in base. Also really good. Josuke only got his healing back in base. Alright, so I'm gonna skip Koichi's awakening. Or sorry, not awakening. I'm gonna skip his rework because I'm just gonna include it in the awakening section. Just for this kid, yeah, it got guard breaks in the first and last hit, and it has a little bit less end lag. Alright, there's a lot of new stuff for Akira. His primary bomb, both base and awakening, now knocked back after landing it or pressing the button twice. His sheer heart attack has around a 60-second cooldown after placing it down. You'll see that, like, you know. And his X moves now counter. Yeah. Alright, now I'm just gonna go straight to the awakening, because there was some changes for his awakening as well. Alright, so his I don't know if I remember this correctly, but his trace steps now do 20. I think they used to do 25, I don't really know. And his bites the dust, I'll go over to this red platform real quick. Used to heal like 33.33%. Now it only heals after we sit through this amazing cutscene that Go made. Only heals 25 HP. Alright, so there's some new stuff with Giorno. He has a new guard break, which is Rising Roots. Pretty good. A little bit of end lag if you miss, I guess. And his Misa's change, it no longer guard breaks. It now stuns for longer, does 15 damage. Comes out pretty fast. Alright, so basically, I forgot to mention this with Life Drain as well, but it knocks back now, and also REB down. Knockback is now fixed. And also, Bruno has one new move, so let's say Akira is up here. If you ever played Project JoJo, you're gonna know what this is. But basically, it's cancelable too, so like if you're trying to teleport back or make one, it's gonna be cancelled, but now you're back here, where you first made it. And that's quite a big cooldown, but it's pretty good. Alright, so Doppio in Diavolo's Awakening has like 2 changes. He has an X scalpel throw move, I'm gonna throw it not in the dummy, does 5 each. Pretty good like spread, so you probably should use that up close. And you're gonna take my word for this because I don't want to show it right now. But he has 3 time erasures that you can use throughout his whole Awakening. And yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, so JoJo Part 4 got a new move. It's a campfire move. They stand on it, it bypasses, you take burn damage. It may or may not protect you from projectiles. I literally have no idea. So yeah, do with that what you will. Alright, so for old Joseph, his overdrive hitbox was increased, and now if you land a Hermit Purple on someone, it has enough stun to follow up. The only thing Akira got is more end lag on Volt Slash. Alright, so for Vanilla Ice, you can now block Void Assault on all sides, and it now has half a second of end lag. So like, it used to bypass your block randomly with Void Assault, so now you can block it on all sides. And I think, yeah, that's alright. So for Ghiaccio, his rant was replaced with Ice Shards. You see here, just like a spread projectile, that's 20 damage in total. And his Blizzard was changed, so that it has less end lag on it. You can M1 while they're still getting stunned. Alright, so we have the new Fugo move now. It's semi-evasive. You can use it while getting hit stun. And he basically bites his own capsule and releases a poison cloud at his wherever he was, wherever he was. Alright, I'm gonna going over Koichi's full rework before I get into the Awakenings. So he keeps Rohan in his base kit. And I'm gonna go over his guard breaks. His metal ball, really fast projectile, probably like one of the like no startup at all. Then Sizzle is his other one, 10 damage and then 5 burn damage. His 3 is an auto aim. It doesn't do any damage, but makes you take less damage if you hit the opponent with it. Or I guess they'll just deal less damage, sorry. And then his Boing has 2 purposes, so I'm gonna show it on this guy right here. Let me go to the. It's a 15 damage bypass. It's really small hitbox though, so don't be too intimidated by that. And then you can also jump on it. And the sound effects barrage. Let me kill this guy real quick. Basically does 15 damage and combo extends. Really good. Now I'm just gonna hop straight into his Awakening. Okay, so his barrage is similar to his base barrage, in which it combo extends. Just like that, of course. His twin reverb is a guard break. His newfound speed is an impale type move. His Foosh is an Act 2 move. Kind of like Wamoo's, but it's just blockable, just a guard break, and does more damage. And his 3 freeze got bigger hitbox and everything. Does more damage. And his X move is Jotaro, doing 17.5. Alright, so Jonathan's Awakening. Alright, so Jonathan's Awakening is up first. I'll just show off all the moves. Luck and Plug, that's 8 damage per, still combo extends. His Zoom Punch has longer range. And guard breaks for 20 now. I have no idea what's up with the Sendo. Looks around the same, maybe a tad bit bigger. He loses his evasive in his Awakening now and gets a Wamuu-like guard break that also burns afterwards. And because his base 5 was changed, it is now moved to its Awakening. doing, I think, a bit more damage. I think it used to be 1, now it's 1.5. Alright, so now we got Zeppeli. I'll just go over his whole kit. The 7 per now. His Sendo wave kick, I think it's 17.5. Alright, now his Sendo overdrive has been changed a little bit. It fires a Sendo, and then another circular Sendo, and it can combo into each other. As you see there, it did like 20 or 30 damage. Like 20 then 10 or 20 then 20. I can't really tell from that far. But then his Tornado was also buffed. Doing 1.5 now. And now his grab is long range. It always does 30 damage. And doesn't take your Hamon now. That's about it for Zeppeli. Alright, this dude's awakening is like actually overpowered. So his Vampiric Assault was buffed to 2. His Space Ripper Eyes has been buffed to 20, still pretty fast. His 2 is now a counter that freezes him. And his regular freeze has been buffed to 17.5. And then he has his, well, his life drain, which does a stupid amount of damage. Then he also has a reworked version of his zombies, which is now Zombie Knights. And we have Bruford, who's hella tanky, who attacks every so often and does 10 damage. Oh, sorry, I meant Tarukas. This is Bruford. Bruford isn't as tanky. He attacks more often and does 5 damage per hit. Alright, I'll quickly go over this. His Clacker Volley does 5 damage each, doing 20 in total. His 2 is a counter. 25 damage counter. It's a grenade seen from the Straight Zone and such. His crossbow is a reskinned Cola Shot, doing 20 damage now. His Boomerang is exactly the same, doing 10 and then 5. Basically, no changes at all. And then his Redstone of Asia is a beam with Divine Sandstorm stun that does like 40 damage, which is really good. So, YuNNNg Joseph mains are gonna have a lot of fun just obliterating HP with Redstone of Asia. Alright, so Caesar's first move is basically a super buff version of his base. There's a lot of bubbles, a lot of bubbles. with like half the damage. His bubble cutters. Oh, people are not gonna like this, but now guard breaks on impact, sorry. His bubble cutter gliding looks like exactly the same, sadly. And his bubble barrier is like a grab type move. And you can combo this into Bubble Storm. And his bubble lens is just like his base, but bigger, better, more. Alright, so for Stroheim, his awakening is pretty good. His abdominal, oh, some lag, but it does 0.6 each now. His UV beam, it's the exact same thing. And his hand projectile, it's the exact same thing apparently. But his 4 and 5, stupid OP. His 4 not only burns you, but now is a 360 AoE. And his German Science, here, I'll use Abdominal, and it comes in German Science. And the rockets you see popping out of German Science, guard break. So yeah, have fun just taking a ton of damage. But it is a one-time use, so it won't be that bad. I'll show off the grenade real quick. Also still 20 damage. Alright, I'm gonna go over his wind mode first actually. So this usually does, Tornado Whip usually does 0.8 in without wind mode, but when you use wind mode and you use moves out of wind mode, you get a damage buff. You see it's doing like 0.96. His Rising Gale is the same thing, stuns and everything, but 15 damage now. His Wind Blast is a new guard break, pretty good range. His Hurricane Drive is also the same thing, guard breaks. Then the Atmospheric Rift, which is 6 damage per hit out of wind mode. I'll show it real quick. Good long damage. And yeah, that's about it for Wamuu. Very menacing. Alright, so his guard break is Metal Pull. Basically just like Bearing Shot. His RE Barrage is just a buff damage of his regular barrage. His Zipper Punch now has him and a stand unzip their hand to punch, doing a lot of damage, looking like 28 in total. His 3 is a bypass if you're near them, doing a good amount of damage as well. And his RE Beatdown is just a buffed version of his base. Alright, so for Okuyasu, he still has his Oi Josuke. It's not working right now. You can hear me press on it. But let's go on to his barrage. He got buffed to 0.35. His Scrape now comes out faster and does 5 more damage. His here, I'll show it on this guy. His Angry Stops is a pull, but now leads into a combo. And his 3 is a grab, where you keep bringing him back to you and hitting him, kind of like with the Josuke fight. Oh my gosh. And I'm just going to show off the buff damage of Ratio real quick. It does 5 now. Alright, so I wanted to awaken over here so I can show off his Rock Out. He heals him for 15. Like how his final thing in base does. His barrage is just like the final voltage power of his base. Alright, he also gets teleport dashes now. just to add it off. His 2, I think, is a grab. I'm gonna test it out and block them real quick, see if it bypasses. But while we're right here, I'll show off his buffed off 3. Nah, you can block it. And his 4 is a pretty cool move that you can use, I'd say, in 2v2s. It's an electrical field. Anyone who touches these is gonna get yeah, you see that little stun? He stops attacking. And his static stock's exactly the same. A lot of damage, really good move. Alright, we're getting to my favorite awakenings right now. All the DLC awakenings are just so amazing in my opinion. I'll show the awakening for old Joseph right now.
Oh my god!
Alright, so old Joseph has just a buff overdrive doing 25. Wow, okay. I haven't seen all the damages yet for the awakenings. His Entangle, help me kill this guy real quick actually. People are not gonna like this, but you can see, I'm gonna test it on this guy just to make sure, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can M1 combo into Entangle now. His Hermit Purple is just like before, but it goes all around him now. Does 23 damage. His Hermit Purple combo you can also M1 into. Does a slam down 20 damage. And his Coal Tar is his other guard break besides Overdrive. I'm gonna kill this guy real quick and show it off. Nice. Look at this. Oh my gosh. It's just so much damage. Alright, so Vanilla Ice's awakening. He goes in this cute little ball. And he gets his regular M1s and his Chop Rush, which is now 3 damage, and his Punishment, which is now 3 damage each, and also still combo extends, of course. And then he has this really giant dash. I can't really make out the damage, but it did. Looks like 25. His Void Plunge is basically kind of like his Void Plow, but it just goes really long. And then you guys can kind of guess what this is. Spiral. Closes in on the target. 20 damage. And then his Domain, I'm pretty sure you can use while hit stunned. He cannot, but it's an iframe, and if you use it again, then he automatically pops out. So he doesn't have it. Oh no, he doesn't have an evasive there. Okay. Yeah, that's it for Vanilla Ice's Awakening. Alright, so this dude, Awakening also pretty good. Buff Barrage, like always. His Time Blitz works semi-same, but now he does 8 more damage. His Bearing Shots, multiple, shoots 3, the all guard break, and they do 21 damage in total. His counter is the same, but with a less end lag after getting hit. So you have the potential to follow up like this after it. And then his 5 is a bypass 50 damage, one-time use in Awakening. It's a pretty cool move, and then his time stop, basically the same. Do all your fun stuff in there. Alright, so his first move is a giant freeze all around him. Comment of that. His 4 is, oh, by the way, his 1 bypasses block. I'll show up too. Just basically his base. If you use Rant with Ice Spikes, his Skate's the same thing. Chilling Weeps is the same thing. His 4 is on Guard Break that can hit twice at maximum. His Blizzard is the same as his base, but buffed. Alright, so Fugo has a buff barrage doing 0.35. At the end, he slams down a virus capsule. His capsule burst now does 20 damage. Also, his virus in general does 1.5 and does way more block damage. I'm going to show off the block damage with this regular projectile. You see that? Wow. Oh my god, that's not... Whatever. His Quarantine, he slams down onto the ground and deals a giant poison cloud. And his Fury, just like his 5 and base, combos into his barrage. I'm not gonna show off Loot's Control because I hate Loot's Control.